Good morning everybody and welcome back to the farm. As you can see, we are busy farming out here. This morning was one of those mornings, guys. I got up, full intention of just ripping into it early on, and I did go out and do a job, and then I went home and had a coffee and sat around for a while, and I was just looking out the window just going, why? Why? I've been putting in so many hours lately. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it was just one of those mornings where you just sit around and question yourself a little bit. But anyway, we're into it now. I've got about 7 hectares of beans left here. Get these done, and then yeah, we're going to clean out and probably switch over to some wheat. I'm going to have to chip a bunch of fertilizer out of a bin probably, because last time I tried to get that fert out, it took me about an hour and a half to get 3 tonne, but lucky my agronomist is a good bloke. He's going to come out and give me a hand, I think, to do that. So anyway, we'll see where the day takes us. Alright guys, here's the outlook at the moment. I think, what is it, Thursday the 22nd of May, I think. We got today and tomorrow are supposed to be pretty nice days, and then we got a big front coming across the bight. It's going to bring a lot of wind over the weekend and very little rain. I think Saturday, Sunday, Monday, not going to be very nice days. They've got up to 6 or 7 millimetres of rain for us over those few days, and you'd say, well, great, a little bit of rain, that'd be nice, haven't seen much of it. And yeah, I don't like wishing rain away, but I tell you what, I don't want to end up with 6, 7, 8 mil of rain like last year and just get a bit of a crappy false germination on a bunch of stuff that's in the ground, and then yeah, or just we end up with seed going mouldy in the ground and all these issues we had last year. So I'm sort of sitting in that zone at the moment of wondering, what do I do? Do I keep pressing on here? Do we keep putting crop in the dirt? Doesn't look like there's much follow-up coming behind this, and we may not even get that rain. We may not even get 5, 6, 7 mil. We might get nothing, because at the moment it says 0, 2, but yeah, it's just one of those, it's a bit of an awkward situation. Like I said, I don't want to wish moisture, that's a bit of a mouthful, wish moisture away, but I'm having nightmares about last year at the moment. So yeah, look, we'll see what happens. Don't know. Wish moisture. Wish moisture. Wish moisture. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. You know, like a lot of the time out here, all I've got is you guys. So I've got to find entertainment in myself and my camera. What can I say? For some reason I don't have a boundary around this paddock. I'm assuming I forgot to set it before, so we'll do it now. But yeah, we're done, so up and out, let's go. Dad's getting the rollers all ready to go. By the way, we did purchase those rollers in the end, so they are ours now. I drained the water out of these when I did the centre section, so yeah, Dad's going to pull the plug out and refill that centre section with water, because it just gives them more weight, being rubber rollers, bit of extra weight to help press things in. But yeah, they'll be a lot nicer than what our old set were. Gonna have to re-rubber these ones as well soon. That's alright, they'll be a bit easier, those smaller sections, and that big long section in the middle. I guess it's time to clean out and refill and all that fun stuff again. Probably need to go up and pick that truck up from that paddock as well. So anyway, see if I can wrangle a lift. What an absolutely gorgeous day though, wow. It's supposed to be 18 degrees today I think, and just look around. Sun shining, not a breath of wind, it is just beautiful. The sort of days that you would dream to not be working, I suppose. Luckily I work for myself and I don't have to go to some crappy 9 to 5. Typical farmer's day, that's what I would say at the moment. So it has actually been quite a while since I said that I was going to come pick this truck up, because I had a phone call about some land that's coming up for sale just over the hill here from us. Real estate agent just doing the ring around, letting people know that it's coming up for sale, so that if we were interested in buying it, we can get all our ducks in a line, I suppose, before then. But anyway, I was having a chat with Dad about it as well, letting him know. that it was coming up for sale, and I don't know what that land's going to make. No idea. It's pretty good country right by the town. Could make $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 an acre. I don't really know, but it's going to be close to 1,000 acres as one block, or two roughly 500 acre blocks. So if we think about that for a minute, let's just say you bought 500 acres at $6,000 an acre. There's $3 million. If interest rates were, say, I'm just going to use easy numbers, 5%, then you're looking at $150,000 in interest. If I grew a 3-ton crop over there at $350 a ton, you'd be looking at about $200,000, bit over $200,000 worth of revenue that you've produced off that land. Now, just remember, our interest bill is $150,000, so you can't make enough money off that land on an average year to pay for your input costs, your machinery, your labour, and your interest bill. Can't do it. So how are you supposed to make that work? That's the world of farming these days, isn't it? So it's just madness. I'd love to buy it, but it just does, to my brain, that doesn't make sense. You need more land. You need other land that you've already got paid off or that you own to be able to back that purchase. That's how it really works. So I've already got some land debt for the block we bought up the road. We've got land debt over at Warrabra. It's just all too hard, honestly. Like, yeah, you're just a slave to the bank at that point. So interesting. Also, I might not have spoken very clearly then. When I say 3 tonne, I mean 3 tonne to the hectare. That's a roundabout average for us here. So I like to think we average more than that, but yeah, just be conservative and say 3 tonne to the hectare. So you'd probably be talking about 600 tonnes of grain produced. That's off of a wheat or barley crop, and I just chose $350 a tonne. That's probably more the price of wheat at the moment, but if it's barley, it's going to be less than that. Alright, we're going to head over the road and try and get some of this blended fertiliser out of the bin. I've just shifted an auger over there, taken a ladder over as well. Had a look in the bin and it doesn't look good. So just go over and make a start, and yeah, I don't know, might need someone on the bottom with a hammer, someone up the top trying to chip some off. We'll see how we go. Too bloody calm, the dust doesn't want to go away. And we got no shortage of dust. Might roll that centre bar over. There we go. So you can see how it's all peaked up the top here, and there's sort of like a cliff on that side, a straight drop off. She's all stuck together pretty well. I obviously managed to get it flowing on this side. Sorry, over here before. But anyway, this is going to be fun. Hearing protection. Being next to this rattly thing, trying to get this out, you'll go deaf. What is the time now? It is about 2:05, so that took us about 45 minutes with about 20 minutes of talking afterwards. But there was 3 of us there in the end, banging and tapping away on the side of the bin, and yeah, made it a lot easier. That was 1 hour to get 3 tonne on my own the first time, so we've certainly improved upon that. But I'm sure there's people out there saying, don't put fertiliser in bins. Well, yeah, that'd be nice. Where else am I going to put it? That's what we've got. They're combination bins, combination seed and fertiliser bins. So that's what we've got to use. We're not building another, we've got a little fertiliser shed which we can put some in, but we can't put all of it. So that's we just got to use what we got to use. This is the first time we've had it that bad, but we usually get away with it, no worries. So, you know, what can you do? There goes another half an hour. I just had a phone call with a journalist about the fertiliser situation this year. So Anyway, I think we should get this air seeder emptied. The last few kilos of beans in here, we'll chuck them in the feed mixer and the sheep can gobble those up, and then we'll be ready for some wheat then. Jobs, well, between varieties today, I got a few things I got to go pick up at Elders, so I'll just take the opportunity now and go and grab them. That way it's done and I can forget about it. Good morning everyone. I didn't do too much more filming yesterday, just doing stuff, getting organised, ready for the switch over to wheat. Made sure the truck was all cleaned out, just some stuff like that. So the truck there, that is ready to be the receptacle for some wheat. Now the wheat that I want to put in there is some old season wheat, which I got a bit of a problem here, but we'll jump up, I'll show you what's going on. Do not ask me how or why, but we've got like 2 feet worth of bird's nest on the top of this wheat here. So I don't know whether they tried to build it up there and it fell down, or they just got in here, and that's a fair effort, honestly. That is a lot of nest materials. Anyway, I'm going to have to get in here. I might get a respirator and a couple of buckets. We'll try and get the worst of this out. It'll run through some screens anyway as it goes into the air seeder. But it's probably about 4 tonne of wheat in here, I think. Old season stuff. Looks fine from what I can tell. Haven't seen any weevils or anything in here. So we'll use this on that paddock of hay, get rid of it, even if we crank the rate up a little bit. And yeah, that way we've managed to use what we've spent money on cleaning. Right, there we go. That's about as good as I can get it. So I think that should be pretty fine though. There's not much there. Those little bits that are there will probably go through the air seeder, no worries anyway, but we'll just keep a close eye on everything. Unreal. So I'm going to have to move the little yellow beast over into that little silo. That's the only auger that'll fit in that one. We've got a flat tyre, so I'm not wheeling it over there with a flat tyre. We'll go get the portable compressor, and the engine's basically got no fuel in it, so we'll fill that up as well. Farming. Do this one the old-fashioned way, eh? Bit of manual labour. Just my reversing method, letting the peas out. Not that it matters, because it's only a paddock of hay, but no way was I dragging this with a flat tyre. No way. This thing is really well balanced. I'm impressed. We might be running on one belt, but we're going. You better believe it. That's all looking remarkably good as it's flowing down. Alright, that thing's set up. There was way more weight in there than I thought. I was thinking 4, maybe 5 tonne. There was probably closer to 6.5, 7 tonne. So anyway, not a bad thing, because we're going to need quite a bit of seed, wheat seed this year. But yeah, I just got to run over the tractor here and put the small seeds plate back in the bottom of the air seeder. I've had that out for the beans and the peas, so we'll throw that back in. I think I got enough diesel in there. We're going to try and fly through that paddock pretty quick, because it's just a hay paddock where we'll keep our speed up, no pre-emergence on the ground. We're not going to dig very hard. We'll just cover the seed with a bit of dirt and move on with our lives, hopefully. So I think I should have enough fuel in the tractor to get that done. I haven't cleaned this out very well because, well, like I said, it's only hay going in next and I don't really care. It can have a few beans in it, that's no dramas. Oh, it's a bit stinky in here. So that is the last of the fert. There was still a little bit of that blend in there in the middle bin from when I was doing the feed barley. The last of that is out of there now. This is going to be a dedicated seed truck, and the fertilizer, well, we know that's in the Western Star in the tipper. So anyway, we're full. Let's head up. And that wheat, I was a little worried about that being old season wheat, but it looks great. There's been no weevils or anything in it, so I'm happy to just seed that out at a normal rate. And no calibration required because, well, we were using it last year. Have to change this over to wheat. So we got a beautiful 52 hectares to do up here, nice paddock. Should work up alright. I did have some stock on it last year, but that was only because it was meant to be cut for hay, and we didn't grow enough on there to cut for hay. No pre-emergence, like I said, and thinking we're going to go at about 9 k's an hour, and that'll give us a sort of 9.5, 10 hectares an hour, so we should be booging. But yeah, I just want to run down the fertilizer in the air seeder, just because there'll be a bit of other seed in there. There'll probably be a bit of vetch, a bit of barley, just cross-contamination you get from using augers and the seed and fert trailer. So I just want all of that out of there, and then we'll top up with a fresh lot of blend out of the truck. And we got nice clean fertilizer as well. So I'm going to have to fill up anyway, so we'll run that out and then we'll fill up again and we'll be able to get her all done. I've changed that variety on there, adjusted the rates, taken our fan back a couple of notches, back from what I had it on beans. We're on the right paddock, right AB line, crank check, depth, adjustment for wheat. I think we're ready to go. It looks like we're digging plenty. We'll get out and do a bit of a seed depth check in a minute, but otherwise we are just going to send it. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Let's just get going. You know, I feel like every year there's always a paddock somewhere that catches me out where there's a bit of a hangover of summer weeds. You know, you go to seed it, you get there and you think, oh my goodness, or like you go to put some pre-emergent out and you go, oh, I should have come and had a better look here first. There's, you know, a bunch of weeds here I really need to take care of before I seed it. Not this year. I had that sinking feeling when I came in here before. I thought, oh, I probably should have had a decent look in here before we did this, but there's just nothing. There's nothing in every paddock. Got the neighbours out there next door doing a bit of seeding as well. 10 hectares down. We'll do a quick seed check, smash out another 10. Well, there's no dramas with a nesty wheat flowing through the air seeder. No problems with a nesty wheat flowing through the air seeder. It's going through alright.
Missouri and moved to Siberia.
Another 10 down, 32 to go. Oh, I was talking to Stace and I said that I was fading, and so she bought me out some food. I'm not saying no to food at the moment because, man, I haven't been eating enough. I've just been working too much. And yeah, it was showing yesterday, so I'm feasting up. Wash it down with a bit of caffeine.
Weather developing Sunday, showers developing later in the day for South Australia with some small hail and thunder possible.
Crushing hectares. That's what we like. I'm just sitting back, patiently waiting for the Bureau to update their rainfall numbers. Everything else I'm looking at, for Monday I'm talking about, this coming Monday, everything else I'm looking at looks like the numbers may be ticking up slightly. And I've just been thinking the whole time, the way that front's coming through, it's really going to push up from the southwest, which we did not get any fronts do that last year. So hopefully it'll do that. Hopefully it'll favour us a little bit on the high ground. Man, we would love 15 millimetres, honestly. That'd be just unreal right now, but they're surely due to get one wrong soon in our favour, so we'll hope that that's the case. But until that front comes through and a bit of rain, it is going to be awful. I've just seen forecasts for damaging winds up to 120 k's an hour or something down around Adelaide. That's what they're forecasting. So man, I just hope that we don't get too much dust and that blowing around up here, but it seems inevitable at this point, so we'll see. It's not going to be a pleasant weekend. The rainfall update has come out and they've got us 4 to 10 mil on Monday, the Bureau, so still that awkward, awkward bit of rain. It's not that season breaker that we're looking for or we would traditionally get at this time of the year. But still the farmer in me is saying, oh, we could get 15, better race out and seed another paddock. I haven't learned my lesson from last year, have I, where we just had all those germination issues. But I think the right thing to do is maybe just sit back and see what happens on Monday. We've done about 500 hectares, not quite, by the time I'm done in here it'll be about 500 hectares, a bit over 1,200 acres probably, so that's a lot of work for one man. It's hard for me to articulate just how much work that has been for me, but nevertheless we are starting to get through a few hectares now. It feels good, and we are just wheat and barley now, so excuse me, we should be able to really wind up when conditions are right or whenever we get back out next. I don't know if I said it before or not, but rather than bringing 2 trucks up here, I'm just gonna run the K back to the truck, and then I can walk over and get the semi out, like the Western Star out as well, so just a little bit easier. Only did half their job, didn't they? Absolute goose. I saved a big mess then. That could have been very, very bad. You guys come here for the good, the bad and the ugly. Well, I'll tell you what, that was just about very ugly. And probably all in all I'm going to end up with a couple of kilos of lost fertilizer. So yeah, I cleaned out the back of the tipper the other day, and obviously didn't close the back end up properly. Did one side, did half the job. That's what happens when you're rushing around, I suppose. Be careful, be safe out there, people. The best part about this is I'm not the first person that this has ever happened to, and I won't be the last, I can assure you of that. Well, that's 10-15 minutes that I didn't need to waste. I just had to get in there because it was just starting to push up on the back door, so I just had to shovel a few kilos out the way. Just wanted to make sure I got that back corner shut properly. So anyway, man, wow. You wouldn't even know it happened now. Look at that. That was a way to get the adrenaline going. I heard the fert start sliding back, and then I saw a little bit trickle on the ground, and I ran to the door and just shut her down. So good result in the end, considering that stuff's worth over $1 a kilo. That could have been really bad. So the good news is that it will never happen again now. I tell you what guys, I've seen my fair share of stuff broken, bent, smashed, spilt on farms, and I have done my fair share of it. So yeah, it happens unfortunately, but hopefully it won't that won't happen again for a long time at least. Anyway, alright, let's go. Turn the studio lights on in here. think we'll leave this episode here, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish off in here tonight. I guess I gotta throw some action in there, otherwise it's just a guy sitting on the tractor, isn't it? Anyway, huge shout out to Market Check for sponsoring the channel. If you want any help with your grain marketing, go and check them out. I'll link all their stuff below as always. Thank you to you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. If not, all good. You guys have yourselves a good one, and until next time, see ya.